On the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Anna Paulina Luna scored huge points with me. I gotta say it. I'm sorry. She's kind of awesome now. Sort of. I don't know. Whatever. She's undone some of my frustrations. Whatever the case is. Small little kiss. Small little peck to the rump. Anna, sorry. I know you probably don't like that kind of stuff. You've had some bad experiences in the past. That said, she's got some amazing couple things that she was involved with that I was like, all right, we gotta fall on this sword. Two, I got a whole lot of stuff to talk about when it comes to the world. So much going on. What the hell? Let's just get it going rather than wasting time trying to snare you in. First off, I want to start here. Justice.gov/Epstein. Justice.gov/Epstein. The Epstein library is there. You can search the full library. Apparently, they've done a reasonably good job indexing. So, if you guys are interested, check it out. Joe Rogan, this is a good place to start because the echo chambers that exist, I mean, they're kind of on our side too. Generally speaking, people on our side of the fence aren't getting riled up to violence nearly like the other side, unfortunately. Now, the other side is going to claim we're the violent ones, totally. I'm not even... I have given up on having discussions with people on the other side. It's literally, I don't know about meeting in the middle. I think it's ultimately just know who's on your side. I saw Kathy Griffin talking about getting to know your neighbors and who's MAGA and wanting to mess with your own neighbors. Like, that's like, wow. Like, if that kind of stuff actually started happening, that would be a trip. So again, knows who's who. Some weird people are doing weird stuff. I don't know. Handle it how you feel best, but we're living through strange times. And it's like I was talking to a lady at the gym today. It's destroying relationships, like my family. My sister's the only person I actually have a relationship with anymore in my family at all. Literally lost. And I don't know. I blame myself. I always, whatever my experience is my experience. So I don't blame anyone else. But my sister's the only one that I've out of many family members. I've lost them all of them. Again, I love them. I don't have any anger towards them, but there's just certain energies that are impossible to be around. So it's weird, I don't know. It's where we're at. Joe Rogan was talking about how, where we're at. A lot of people believe they're fighting fascism. That's what they believe. That's what they're told. The dude that's on here, by the way, I've watched him. He is an interesting person to watch debate. Excellent at debate. I'm not saying I fully agree with him in every angle he takes and all that. I'm not saying I disagree with him. I am just saying I've watched, and I can appreciate anybody that's really, really good at debate. I hate debate. I hate it. And the reason I hate it is because I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. If you disagree with me, it's awesome. You disagree with me. Woohoo! Cool. Have a good one, man. I don't care. I'm not at all interested in trying to change anyone's mind. I don't give a shit. Whatever you believe is what you believe. That's fantastic. I wish you the best. I like that other people believe different stuff. I think it's cool. I'm not going to sit here and debate you on it. Like, I don't care. Not interested. But this dude's a madman when it comes to debating. Anyways, you guys, some of you might know him, some of you might not. I think he's very biblical, like in women's roles and relationships and stuff. I feel like that's some of the stuff I've seen that he's been involved with. Whatever. Any case. Joe Rogan's got a couple cool mentions today. This is a great place to start.
I think there's a lot of good people that are wrapped up in that think they're doing a good thing, and they really do think they're fighting fascism because they exist in these bubbles, and they're
I believe them.
Yeah,
I do believe them that they think that they're fighting against fascism, and I've debated with enough of these people on what historically fascism is in comparison to what they perceive it as, that I do think that they believe that 100%.
Right.
I just think it's an unjustified belief, and I think it's ridiculous. But
it's not accurate.
It's not accurate.
It's not even remotely accurate. But again, I've seen people on our side of the fence that believe pretty strong stuff with little evidence. Now, this was part of where I gave Anna Paulina Luna some love today, and she deserves it. She deserves it. I have given love to Nicki Minaj, who I think deserves it as well. And again, some people in my audience are just like, Nicki Minaj, really, Dan? That's like, isn't that like a rapper chick? She is anybody that wakes up to the people that have been trying to destroy this nation, been trying to destroy God in our lives, been trying to destroy our souls. Anybody that wakes up to that and starts to help is worthy of my love. That's period. I don't mean like worthy. That sounds stupid, but that's the types of people that are gonna. That's what's gonna happen over the next short period of time. We're running into the last few days of this experience, weeks, days. I don't know. It's not long. Major stuff's going down. So how this all played out? Stay mad is Nicki Minaj's post. So Nicki Minaj, this is her quote. Like this is like a conversation that's basically been had. But so Nicki posted this. Nicki Minaj, Democrats, please help me. My home is being swatted. My life and my family's lives are at risk. Democrats, silence. It's crickets, right? Nicki Minaj, Governor Newsom, this is the second time. Please help us. Governor Newsom uses Nicki Minaj songs on TikTok. No response. Nicki Minaj, Governor Newsom, Democrats, this is the third swatting. I'm begging you, please help my family. Democrats and Governor Newsom, still silent, still using her music. Stan on Twitter, LMAO, laughing my ass off. They're ignoring her. She's on drugs. She's so over. She's schizophrenic. Nicki Minaj, Rep. Anna Luna, I need help. Someone threatened my life. I'm scared. Rep. Anna Luna, within minutes. Nicki, I'm so sorry. Authorities have been notified. Your safety and your family's safety are our priority. We will handle this. Democrats, Nicki's a stupid hoe. These are the same people who claim to protect the vulnerable. Today is Opinions and Observations Day for Black media. We'll keep you updated on pop culture news. We are coming together in a weird way. The fragmentation is getting worse with some. I'm just surprised how many of them were in my family. I had to grow up this way, apparently. I had to be like in the middle of it constantly. And then it was just like so bombarding that I would become the opposite of it, I guess. I mean, when I look back on my life makes so much sense now. Never did before. Don Lemon, he got arrested. Literally. Oh yeah, they arrested his ass. He's in custody. Supposed to be having his hearing today. It probably has happened, possibly already. Nah. It's Don Lemon. Disgraced former CNN anchor. His lawyers had something like, you guys don't have better things to do than just arresting Don. It was a stupid ass. And it was their Abby Lowell. That was the name we've heard. So that's who he's got. Now, Attorney General Pam Bondi put this out at my direction early this morning. Federal agents arrested Don Lemon, Traherne Jean Cruz, Georgia Fort, and Jamal Lydell Lundy in connection with the coordinated attack on City's church in St. Paul, Minnesota. You remember the ones that the judges already let out? Yeah, this is now a federal offense. Oh, it's funny how these games play out. Don Lemon just announced he has been federally charged with 18 U.S.C. 241, Section 241, conspiracy to deprive rights, and 18 U.S.C. Section 248, violation of the FACE Act. The FACE Act got somebody that went into an abortion place that was Christian, and she got 40 years in prison, 40 years in jail, prison probably. So FACE Act, it's a big deal. And going into a place of worship, abortion clinic in the case of the Antichrist people, and in the case of, religious, spiritual people, yeah, churches, mosques, stuff like that. You can't do it. Not allowed. So, yeah, Don Lemon's being squeezed. I can't help myself. Ghislaine Maxwell, she cites dozens of men in alleged Epstein secret settlements. I was actually listening to Todd Blanche's, he had a press conference thing today live. It was really, really good. We've actually got a couple snippets from it. It was actually really good. Todd Blanche's, yeah, again, I hear a couple people giving him shit like he's not doing his job or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not. I'll tell you this. If Trump still has them where they're at, I trust Trump. That's who I trust. I don't trust other people that are giving commentary about what they think should be happening. I don't think so. But Ghislaine Maxwell, she's claiming 25 men had special deals with the Fed or something to the effect. Again, Blanche was like, I don't really know anything about this. Yeah, whatever. That's what she said. Okay. He was pretty nonchalant on his answers in some cases. Pretty cool. Again, I've got one great example of what's your reaction? He's like, what am I supposed to do? Jump up and down? Like, it's funny. We'll play it. It was, dude, he's a rock star. I am just I'm so proud to be a part of this movement. I can't even tell you. You guys might remember this guy. You know, when Charlie Kirk got shot, at least for those that believe he did, whatever. There was a gentleman that's like, it was me. That guy, yeah, he just got arrested because he was trying to actually mess with that. So George Zinn, person who falsely claimed responsibility for the assassination of Charlie Kirk in the minutes following the attack, has been sentenced to up to 15 years in prison for obstruction of justice and also 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor due to child sexual abuse material that was found on his phone during the investigation. I'll guarantee you it was pictures of grandkids or something stupid like that weren't maybe dressed or maybe were in a bathtub. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. But what he did, how he was involved, and the fact that he was very, very likely part of some sort of conspiracy. Now, this isn't the case anymore. I'm assuming it is legit. This looks like it's an Apple browser, so I don't really know if there's any more that we can go by. I did check it. They've gotten this updated, but it is pretty funny. Data Republican posted this quick take a look at the front page of stopice.net. For context, Stop ICE is the biggest ICE doxing website out there. What's funny is they're like, we were not kidding. They like hijacked the website. It got hijacked by somebody. We were not kidding. We sent your names, logins, passwords, and locations to a bunch of government agencies. Sherman Austin is a terrible coder. So are R.C. Concepcion and Matt Barron. Oops. Yeah, these people are, again, it's the same thing with Signal. This is funny. I've talked about this stuff before. If anything is actually claimed to be specifically for, like, Signal's a great, it was marketed to everyone. Encrypted phone, nobody can get into it. Oh. Okay, instantly you should know that's not true. Okay, any of you guys been playing this game at all? I don't think a lot of you do, by the way, but you should instantly know, that's probably not a fair, good, safe app to use. Somebody's got the back end of that one. If not, they're going to get on the phone, and there's somehow some software that's embedded within the Signal software. Whatever the case is, it won't matter. However you slice and dice it. But this 0 hour 1 or whatever this guy's name is, he shows up a bit now. He said, we had found a way to see deleted messages on Signal. Stay tuned. She ate. So here's Robbie Banks. Are you sure about that? And then someone's joined the group. And then they blocked that out, and they blocked that out, and then this message was deleted, and they're just like laughing because, yeah, we are unfortunately able to see these apparently now. These people are stupid. This was pretty funny. Dan Scavino posted this, and it's AI generated, but I love the way that J.D. Vance has been turned into what J.D. Vance has been turned into. It just kind of cracks me up. But anyway, Marco Rubio first. Oh, damn it. I wanted more music. Oh, well, that's all we get. That's all we get. A little trance music brings me back to those good old days. Good old rave days. I only went to a few times, but it's fun. Hey, mypillow.com/OTF. Mypillow.com/OTF. They got free shipping going on right now. So seriously, take advantage of that. They got, of course, the big stuff, the mattresses. I kid you not, they'll literally mail a mattress to you. I don't think they stick it in an envelope, though. I was joking with Mike Lindell when I was talking. I'm like, do you somehow fold that topper in so you can shove it into an envelope? Because if you've ever bought anything from them, like pillows or anything, they're rolled into such a small little, it's like, how is that even physically possible? Yeah, somehow they do it. So again, mattresses are a thing. It's funny. You can get rid of them reasonably easy if you've got a trash pickup people. They'll usually pick up big things. So hit them up. They usually do it a few times a year, and it's free. You just put it outside on the day they're going to come, and they'll throw it into their thing and dump it into their truck, and boom. So you just got rid of a mattress, and they'll literally deliver a new one to your door. Yes, free shipping. Seriously, check out the mattresses, if anything. Also, they've got the toppers. That's just a great way to add some love to your mattress. You'll be amazed. It's, I think, a couple inches on this one, and it is, it's like sleeping on a cloud. It's fantastic. Got the MyPillow Cross, or Mike Lindell's Cross. They've got the Rev 7 energy drink. This stuff's actually amazing. It's really amazing. It's great energy. Again, you don't really get the crash. I've got a few of them. My favorite flavor, honestly, is the blue one. Yellow's really good. I'm just not a huge green Jolly Rancher guy, but that's exactly what the green one tastes like. Tastes like a green Jolly Rancher. They don't have sugar. They are amazing. And the energy that's in them is like some weird... It is the chemical that your body produces. Say, for example, you're fasting and then you go and start working out. Well, your body needs to create energy. That's what it is. So that's what's in the drink. So when you drink it, your body just instantly knows what to do with it. And then now they've got the little like mini shots, if you will. It's kind of like those the vitamin drinks. If you guys have seen those in the supermarket, they've got those now with the Rev 7. Stuff's amazing. And certainly you can check that out. Also, Giza sheets, best sheets you'll ever use. High thread count. They're awesome. Super good comfort and amazing colors and patterns and all that good stuff. I got a 50% off sale going on with them. Again, free shipping. Don't forget that. Pillows, you got to love the pillows. They've also got these. They literally keep these on my website because of me, because I love them so much. Like, every other creator out there probably is just doing the 2.0. They took the 2.0 off my sheet because I didn't say nice things about it. That's what I'm saying. This pillow's the best. Check it out. They got the 2.0. If you guys want to try it for sure. It's cool. It's like the cooling technology is a trip on it, but this is a better pillow. It's just hands down, it's a better pillow. And it's cheaper. So it's a win-win. And they've got a limit of 10 because you might start your own boxed store if you do. Their socks are surprisingly awesome too. Again, everything they make is amazing. I haven't checked out any of their kitchen accessories, but I want to. I got their towels, their kitchen towels. Those are really, really nice. They're actually surprisingly big for a kitchen towel, I feel. And it's the same towel technology that they got. It's actually really, really awesome. They're just really, really good towels. And they're like $9.99 or something stupid. They're really cheap. Should check those out too. And anything they make with the cotton, a lot of it's that Giza cotton, but their cotton is just very good. They don't use chemicals. They don't do any weird stuff like that. So they've got some really, really neat clothing, and just the way it feels, you'll love. It's like the towels. You'll love the towels. You'll love the clothing. It's just comfort. It's comfort. It is about sleep. It's about being comfortable. It's about having the best cotton around. These socks, these smooth toe socks, are supposed to be really awesome. I haven't tried these one either. This is ones that Mike raved about when I was trying to brag on these ones, trying to get him to get all excited on those, and he didn't. He dodged, and he went over to the smooth toe and started talking about how great those are. So now I got to try the damn smooth toe socks. Whatever the case is, they're amazing. MyPillow.com/OTF. MyPillow.com/OTF. Did I mention free shipping? Take advantage of it. They're going to take that away from us any day. They haven't told me yet, but any day. Be careful. MyPillow.com/OTF. Get some of these sweet deals. You'll be stoked that you did. All right, we got meat and potatoes here. We got a lot of stuff. I hit all sorts of crap from you. Donald Trump, truth this out. America is setting records in every way, and our growth numbers are among the best ever. The only thing that can slow our country down is another long and damaging government shutdown. I am working hard with Congress to ensure that we are able to fully fund the government without delay. Republicans and Democrats in Congress have come together to get the vast majority of the government funded until September, while at the same time providing an extension to the Department of Homeland Security, including the very important Coast Guard, which we are expanding and rebuilding like never before. Hopefully, both Republicans and Democrats will give a very much needed bipartisan yes vote. President Donald J. Trump, still capital letters, still in the corporation. Now, Senate shutdown deal stalls. Lindsey Graham, the douche hole. Now, again, I'm going to say again, 95 of the 100 senators need to go. Lindsey Graham's definitely on that list. Tillis is another one. We'll probably talk about him in a little bit because he's insane right now. He doesn't want so long as the Fed investigation's still going on, which Trump's going to talk about that, and just we'll mention Tillis more then because Tillis is a retard. But Graham, he's just saying, hey, look, I just want to be able to sue for them looking into my records. No, it isn't, Graham. I'm gonna call you out on this one. I know exactly what it is that was in the original bill, which was that you could sue for something like $1 million or many millions of dollars, like $5 million or something. That's what got taken away from you. You can certainly give him a slap on the wrist for spying on you, yeah. I mean, what about Trump? Where were you defending him? I mean, maybe you have in some degrees, but no, he's about the money. Graham wants the money. He wants to cash out because Graham knows he's probably not ever going to survive another election. He maybe thinks oddly that he will, but so Graham is the reason it's being held up. Now, to be slightly fair, they had 55 to 45 was the vote, and so there was no chance. They need 60 to pass it. Trump is trying to strike deals with Democrats in government to shut down. The agreement includes advancing 5 spending bills and funding the Department of Homeland Security for 2 weeks as lawmakers negotiate changes due to DHS and ICE. Now, the stuff they're going to shut down is not actually ICE. ICE is already funded. ICE has been funded for 4 years. It doesn't matter. It's the Coast Guard. It's the cybersecurity stuff. It's reasonably important stuff. So Trump's like, all right, let's talk about this for another couple weeks. Let's do an extension on that for 2 weeks, right? And then let's not shut the government down. That's silly. Now we'll see, because the Dems, I think, want to shut the government down. We'll find out. Now, Rep. Anna Paulina Luna, this is where she gets her second victory with me today. She has received a phone call from another Republican member who has stated that they will back us in our efforts at attaching the SAVE Act to any piece of legislation that Schumer sends back to the House. If Schumer shuts the government down, the price to reopen will be the SAVE Act. Oh, this is a pretty sweet move. If Schumer decides to keep the government open, they will still be forced to vote on the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act on election integrity is one of the most important things to secure our elections. This is non-negotiable, so good on her. This is, this makes me quite happy. Johnson says no expected action for government funding in the House until Monday, so there's nothing to do. Senate's got to do this. They still haven't voted as of now, I don't think. They might. We'll find out. Government's likely going to shut down. We'll see. I think the Dems want it badly. They're going to, it's all about who you can blame, but ICE is already funded, so that when that comes out, it's going to look so bad. We're doing this to shut down the raids. Raids aren't going to stop. They're already funded. They're going to continue to roll, and everybody's going to be like, I thought the government was shut down. And be like, it is. Yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of people not getting paid right now. We're actually at risk right now of all sorts of problems, but, these people are paid for. So Johnson says no expected action. We'll see how things play out. Here's Fulton County. Just a reminder about the 2020 elections and the water main break. This just needs to stay on front burner for sure, especially as we move forward. But yeah, the lady in purple, by the way, is one of the two, Ruby and whatever the other one's name. This was the mom. And then this one with the crazy hair is the daughter. So these two are related. And she does the same ballots over and over.
At all. There was a toilet leak about 16 or 18 hours earlier in the day, leaking from the ceiling from a suite above. It was cleaned up. It had no impact on this election. The water main break pronouncement was obviously made to clear the room of all poll watchers and the media. So they were told that night that the vote count would be suspended because the water main break, and that they would resume the vote count the next morning. The next morning, everybody was stunned to learn that the people at State Farm Arena, there were 5 women that worked for about 2.5 hours from just before 11 p.m. until just before 1 a.m. Scanning ballots. And the disturbing thing about it is that there were 5 of these desks with women at each of the 5 desks. And we've labeled the first one here, kind of focused on her. She's wearing a purple top, desk 1. This is at 4x speed, so we don't have to sit there and watch, it in a slower speed. But you can see that this lady is taking the same stack of ballots, and once she runs them through the scanner, there she goes. She sticks them back in and runs them a second time and a third time. And then the lady to her right, wearing the yellow top, we've got a second video that shows that she did the same thing with a stack of ballots on her desk. And so there's ballot scan number 3 from desk number 1. One man, one vote just went out the window at State Farm Arena on the night of November the 3rd, 2020. And it's here for all us to see. This is much like going to trial with a who ran the red light case, and instead of having people coming in and testifying about who ran the red light, you got a video showing who ran the red light.
You ever done something wrong and got caught for it, and then you just get that feeling in your stomach? It's just that sinking, horrible feeling. Yeah, can you imagine what these ladies felt when they saw all this stuff come to the surface again, they're like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, no. However that goes, right? You probably hear that every once in a while. Yeah, same stacks, over and over, over and over and over. Same stacks. Trump lost by, what was it, 17,000 votes there, or 11,000? I think it's 17 in Georgia. What was it, 11 in, is that Arizona? That was 11,000? Where all sorts of crazy cheating was happening as well? That's strange. How does that happen? Donald Trump talking about why and how Tulsi Gabbard was actually down there. A lot of people speculating about this. Oh, she's not in favor with Trump, so she's trying to get on his good side. It has nothing to do with that. It's so stupid. So here's Trump at least acknowledging.
Center in Georgia today.
She's working very hard on trying to keep the election safe, and she's done a very good job. And they, as you know, they got into the votes and they signed judge's order in Georgia, and you see some interesting things happening. They've been trying to get there for a long time.
Will you be pulling back immigration enforcement agents out of Minnesota?
We want to keep our country safe. We'll do whatever we can to keep.
The elections are broken, and there's been cheating. We've got the Venezuela stuff. I'm sure some evidence is going to come from that. A big part of why Ratcliffe was there, most likely. I mean, amongst many things. Dan Bongino, good point here that he makes. Again, normally, I like Dan. Don't get me wrong, but he's not like I'm not a big fan. I'll just say, but he's part of this. He's part of this adventure. This to me, and this I was right about. Pretty good at reading people. When Dan freaked out, you guys remember that? And Pam Bondi went straight to her. I'm going to quit, or she's got to get fired, or else. You remember all that crazy stuff that came out? And I came out and basically said, I think he got pissed off. Got pissed off that you can't just quickly change stuff like everybody wanted, and then kind of snapped. And I think everybody else, like Trump came out, he's like, I'm happy with what Pam Bondi's doing. I'm happy with Kash Patel. And then Dan was kind of like pissed. And I get it. And I said the same thing then. He's probably pissed because he found out stuff and you just, welcome to government. And you can't just do it the way you want. And so he's talking about what he experienced. And, why he quit. I mean, he didn't say it. I'm connecting dots for you. All right? He doesn't necessarily do that. I might be wrong in my dot connection. But he's doing that. And I think he's showing why that freak out happened. That was a legit freak out. He didn't post anything yay or naying it after it happened. That was one of the other things I found to be like, I'm pretty sure Dan Bongino got pissed. That was a legitimate, this dude got pissed and went bitchy, basically. And Dan might even admit, I probably got a little bitchy. Yeah, probably. Again, I don't know. We all do it sometimes. Get a little pissed off about stuff. And Paulina Luna, I got a little bitchy about her, right? Like, happens. Sometimes you just got to admit you were being a little bitchy. Or being a little bitch. Much harder to say, though.
And I was reading through some stuff that you can only read in the office, and it just involved basically the collusion hoax, Crossfire Hurricane, as it went by, and the various other spin-offs. And when you read from the inside, Sean, when you see the details of what these just absolute animals did to President Trump and the barriers that broke down and the guardrails, it was, I'm not shocked often, Sean. I'm really not. I'm not, again, I'm not trying to put on some faux set of armor. I'm just not shocked often. I've lived 1,000 lifetimes between the Secret Service, the NYPD, running for office, TV shows, and all this other stuff. Just reading through it and seeing it in detail for the first time all put together, you can run a republic like this. You can't. Wow. You absolutely cannot. It was just stunning how all these guardrails broke down at the exact same time, and nobody there. Thank God there was it was and still is a long-ranging investigation into this stuff. Because it's just frightening how no one thought to speak up and say, hey, man, not only is this wrong, this is like demonic. This is evil stuff.
He looks like he's kind of lost some weight, too, doesn't he? You guys notice that? He looked good. Probably a lot more fit. I bet him and Cash have been saying they were working out a lot every day and stuff. He actually looks like While he was in, because you got you got Hegseth running around. God forbid he shows up in your neck of the woods and you got to start doing pull-up contests against the mofo. Dude, that'd probably be my biggest fear if I was like one of those in the top administration. Be like, shit, I have to do pull-ups every day just in case Hegseth like tries to, show him a bitch. Just to overuse that. A jury in Seattle, I'm not going to play this, though I watched it. A jury in Seattle found that the city of Seattle is negligent and liable. This was an individual that got killed because of the Chaz Chop group of people. They murdered this individual. They actually found that Seattle was negligent because they allowed Chaz Chop to continue taking over part of the city. And in that happening, this individual died. It was beautiful. This is the lawyer here on the left, and this is the dad. And the padding on the microphone was very close to the pats. They sounded painful, actually. But it seemed the dude was crying. It was kind of beautiful. And he just got awarded $30 million, which is fantastic. Signal chats. Oh, I don't know. Did I play this? Let's signal chats.
Well, first of all, about the organization and the funding of the attacks on ICE. I'm not going to answer a lot about that because I'm not going to show our hand, but they'll be held accountable. Justice is coming. Again, we got to all remember why the questions we've seen and why we're here. What started this? 4 years of an open border, where millions of people are in this country unvetted. Remember, let's not forget, for 4 years we were told the border was secure. 4 years we were told the border was secure, and we all knew it wasn't. And I want this to be a positive thing we're doing here today. I also want to remember the politicians are continually attacking us. Where were they the last 4 years when the number of women, children, sex trafficking went all-time high? Where were they when 250,000 Americans died from fentanyl coming across the border? Where were they when women and children are dying making that journey? Where were they when over 4,000 aliens making that journey died? Historic record. Where were they? Not a word. Now we're just trying to respond to what happened the last 4 years and keeping this country safe. And we're arresting a lot of public safety threats, take them off the streets, which make this country safer. President Trump promised to make this country safe again, and that's what we're doing. But my 2.5 days up here, we made a lot of progress. I think everybody agrees on the criminal and public safety threats. They agree it's much safer and easier to arrest an alien in a facility than send a whole team out in the field that's going to draw anger, because now we got to send a bunch of people to do something that could have been done by 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you'd let us just come into the jail where it's safe, he's in one cell. At worst, there's a cellmate that we got to make sure that the 2 of these people can't mess with us, but nobody else can mess with you. It's the safe, easy, even silent, secretive, really, way to do it. ICE shows up at a jail with a bus, fill it up with people, drive it the hell out of there. I'd wonder if they'd try to, take the bus out. And I did actually have that video pulled up somewhere, so we'll just skip past it. But yeah, what have you guys done? Like the ICE, it was a good video. I'm glad I played that then. Donald Trump truth, this agitator and perhaps insurrectionist Alex Preddy's stock has gone way down with the just released video of him screaming and spitting in the face of the very calm and under control ICE officer, and then crazily kicking in a new and very expensive government vehicle. So hard and violent, in fact, that the taillight broke off in pieces. He obviously had steel toe on, but it was quite a display of abuse and anger for all those to see, crazed and out of control. The ICE officer was calm and cool. Not an easy thing to do or be under those circumstances. Make America great again. We also see after he was knocked down, he was eventually let go, and this is when he supposedly broke his rib. No breaking way. And the guy that I was claiming was not in pain. He just said he still went on with his life. And so anyway, he had a little chat with me on X. He's like, no, it was sorry. I wasn't saying that. So anyway, I was making him a superhero. He still is in my mind, but nonetheless, yeah. But cracked ribs are extraordinarily painful. There's no like, oh, I'm going to wrestle you. No, you won't. You would not do it. You would not want to wrestle anybody. You're afraid you might cough. It hurts so freaking bad. I don't know. I'm just focused on this chick. Why do liberals demand gun control after every shooting, but never border control after every rape or murder by illegals? That's a good point. I like the pink cups. Scott Jennings posted this, and this is I hesitated to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and go with it, but I think it's important to see. I prefer peace always, but we are in very tough. Again, be as protected as you can. If someone weird shows up at your door, with purple hair, just understand maybe not answering the door might be a good idea. Answering it with a shotgun, depending where you live, might not be legal. Scott Jennings put this, Dem messaging today. And this was, when did he post this? Yesterday. Dem message today. Waltz publicly fantasizing about a civil war. He did. I didn't play it. Krasner says hunt down federal law enforcement like Nazis. Jeffries says a cabinet secretary needs to be put on ice permanently. Talking about DHS Secretary Kristi Noem when he said she should be put on ice permanently. Now, he can claim whatever he wants, but words are a funny thing. Again, it's funny, people say they're not weapons. Sticks and stones break my bones. Names shall never hurt me. I mean, they don't, but it's funny, and this is what my mom taught me, by the way. You don't necessarily be able to punch somebody. You punch somebody, and they're going to get a bruise, and that bruise will heal up, right? My mom, this is sad. Not the best thing to teach a child, by the way. She gave me a superpower when she did it. But she says if you hurt people with words, you can hurt them for their life. It's true. And that was kind of the family I grew up in. We were all very sharp-tongued. So again, I don't like getting pissed off. When I get pissed off, I say shit that hurts people's feelings. Like, whatever. Like, it's unfortunate. I'm not happy about it. It's just something that's like, Elon Musk posted, though, if it's war Waltz wants, it's war he'll get. And again, that's not necessarily helping either. But they are pushing us in a weird direction. A dude posing as an FBI agent had a plot to free Luigi Mangione. I have no idea why people are so fixated with this dude. I don't even think he's that attractive, but somehow, I don't know, everybody, all the chicks, dude, it's weird as hell. It's like Manson was like that too, right? Didn't a bunch of girls think Manson was, anyway, it's disgusting. So Mark Anderson, he's this 36-year-old man from Mankato, Minnesota. Sounds like it's in Japan. He was arrested at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn on Wednesday evening after allegedly impersonating a Federal Bureau of Investigation agent. Anderson claimed he had a court order to release Luigi Mangione. He displayed and threw off BOP officers numerous documents. Threw at them. He said, I have just reviewed those papers and they appear to be related to filing of claims against the United States Department of Justice. So he probably did file something, but it didn't probably actually go anywhere. Supposedly he had, I was trying to find it in here, it was like a barbecue tong or something. Like, he had a couple weird things that he was going to take out the people with. It's ridiculous. Barbecue fork and a pizza cutter. There it is. His bag had a barbecue fork and a pizza cutter. That's up there with the hijackers that took over airplanes and crashed them into buildings with box cutters. Box cutters. It just blew my mind. I'm like, box cutter. Dude took over a plane with a box cutter full of passengers. Box cutter. You mean you literally got a dude that's standing there with a box knife saying, you kill us all or else I'll kill you and cut you a bunch. Really? You're not going to take that fudger down? Huh? A box cutter? I mean, they're sharp. Don't get me wrong. You got to kind of come at it right. But, I mean, you're going to take a plane down and kill us all, and some people didn't try to stop the dude with a box knife? Been funny if it was one of them breakaway blades. I don't know if you guys have ever used those ones. They're little blades, and they're etched every so far into it, so you can just easily snap off a part and keep a sharp edge all the time. You pop out a really long version of them. It's a really long, straight blade. And if you just hit it to the side, it just snaps off. It's kind of funny. Anyway, whatever. I have issues. Lots of issues. Tom Homan. Yeah, this is where he said, what have you guys done? Ooh, wait. About the organization of funding. Yeah, it's the same thing. I already played that. Here's ICE purchasing a warehouse in West Valley. The size of 7 football fields. They're saying this is going to be for detention. This is in Arizona. What struck me as interesting about this story, and I guess I'll be honest, when I first saw the headline from somebody I don't trust, I was just like, bullshit. So I looked it up, and I found it. I was like, holy crap. They literally bought this building. They bought it. If you're doing a temporary thing, you'd lease it. They bought this building. $70 million. Honestly, it sounds like a good deal. Trump kind of knows good deals when he sees one, so in all honesty, this is probably a good deal. But it's a giant building, 418,000 square feet. It's ICE's building. So, yeah, things are about to get interesting in Arizona. Remember, we got a lot of fake voters that happened there. If you voted in a federal election and you're not a legal citizen, you broke the law. It's not good. Whoops, I think I just skipped past something. Oh, yeah, that's the story. ICE purchased the warehouse, yeah. Now ICE says it's not going to operate at the Super Bowl. I don't know if they're just messing with people or what, or if this was part of the deal Trump's made with Congress. All right, we'll let you have the Super Bowl with illegals. Obviously, they're going to be involved as far as the Department of Homeland Security, screening people, all that kind of stuff. We'll have all sorts of crazy stuff involved there. Because the expectation, of course, is that something crazy is going to be attempted. They'll catch them. I'm not worried about that at all. Whether we hear about it, I wonder. There's oftentimes, like, hearing about it is enough to cause enough concern and consternation with people so they'll stop doing things. So we probably wouldn't hear about it, I would suspect. But depends. Sometimes you need a victory. Trump's DOJ is suing an illegal immigrant for $1 million, up to $1 million. Suing a bunch of people. It's just the point of the story is people that have been told that they're supposed to leave the country, court order kind of thing. If they're still here, they're charging them a daily penalty. It's like you've already had a judge tell you to leave, and you're still here. So I can't wait to see them go to a federal judge. It's going to be like, yeah, but that's different. That's not, you got to stop the fees or whatever. Some people are being charged a butt ton of money, and maybe it's more like, hey, you want to leave? Deport yourself? Maybe we'll never ask you for that money again, so long as you don't come back. Small Business Association suspended more than 1,000 companies from federal contracting programs, so they are shrinking that footprint. House Ethics Panel, they found substantial evidence that supports fraud charges against the Florida Democrat. So Sheriff Phyllis McCormick, I think. She was indicted by a grand jury in November for allegedly stealing $5 million from FEMA, laundering the proceeds, and using them to fund her 2021 congressional campaign. Of course, she denied any wrongdoing, but after the ethics committee looked into it, they're like, oh, no, there's substantial evidence this chick's guilty. So that's not good for her. Once you've blown it with the ethics investigation, they found evidence of alleged violations of campaign finance laws and regulations, criminal laws, and Ethics in Government Act, Code of Ethics for Government Service, and House rules. The ISC's investigations have revealed substantial evidence to So what do they, kick her out or what? I think they do. I think it's ultimately what happens. Yeah, 33,000 documents, interviews, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, she's guilty as charged. Deputy Todd Blanche. This was funny today. Well, this part's not the funny part. They, Epstein files, they released all of the docs. They're all out there.
Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the Act.
A bunch weren't, and he talked about the 4 reasons for the ones that weren't. None of them he was very specific about. None of them was for NDIs, non-disclosure, stuff like that. No, not security, nothing like that. He said nothing was redacted because of classified or any of that nonsense. If it was involved in an investigation, yes. If it had child porn type stuff on it, yes, it was left out. If it had people that were victims. It was left out, like the stuff that is expected, right? Now, whether some of that stuff might have had other useful information, I mean, it is what it is, I guess, to a large extent. But yeah, Todd Blanche is saying, yeah, we got it out. We finally got it out. Everyone's been freaking out about that. Now, here's the funny part. When he's talking about the reaction, I hope they played most of this. I watched this live. It was actually pretty good. We'll see what we got.
Do I have a reaction to it? I don't know what that means. What are you looking for me to do? Jump up and down? No, I don't have a reaction to it. I don't know that the charges are unsealed yet. So I can't. I'm not going to comment on that.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if I remember what was it that they were they wanted to react to. I don't know. They were talking. There was a few things they talked about. They did talk about the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff, and I don't remember what that was. That's interesting. Jeffrey Epstein says Bill Gates caught sexually transmitted disease from Russian girls, then suggested secretly slipping Melinda the antibiotics. New emails in the DOJ release have claimed, isn't that weird? That got released. Oh, Billy Bob Thornton. No, I'm just kidding. Because I think he's a landman, isn't he? I like Billy Bob. He's all right. Melinda, you first off, both of you guys are doing a sex transition thing. You're switching, which is weird. And then on top of that, yeah, apparently it's making Bill Gates super horny, and Melinda just looks more like a man. So she looks more like Mel, I think, than anything else. Needless to say, yeah, he got some of that Russian funk. This was kind of funny. So a lot of people are like, Joe Rogan, why didn't he get a Golden Globe for Best Podcast? Well, he actually spoke about this. It's like Joe Rogan said, he says, I wasn't nominated for Golden Globe's Best Podcast Award because I refused to pay the $500 entry fee. He says, I don't want to be a part of that. He says, I've been the #1 podcast for 6 years. I don't need some show to tell me that. And he says, and I'm not going to have some show tell me I'm not. So whatever. And Joe Rogan's right. I mean, good on you, bud. You put a great show together. I've been a fan for a long time. I don't know. I've seen him on a couple interviews. He's a cocky guy. He's got a lot of confidence. He's a very confident man, which is good. Makes for success. Federal courts, they ruled against Trump blocking offshore wind farms in 4 of the 5 cases. Now, this is going to get appealed. The reasoning for it is our security. What it happens is it lowers the radar's ability to identify targets in the water. I talked about this, so aircraft carriers could sit right behind, not aircraft carriers, but like a submarine, could sit right behind these wind farms and launch an attack. And we wouldn't really know until it got well past the winds farm, because those things create a noise that messes up with radar, messes up with a lot of stuff. And so these deals were made knowing this, but they didn't care. And Trump's like, we can't have these things. It's no. I mean, it's either you're going to finish building it and we're just going to knock it down, or what? I don't know. You better stop building because you're wasting money. These things will not be built. And this is going to get pushed up to higher courts, obviously. Or if not, he'll make an executive order and he'll literally I don't know, we're going to go blow them up. Something. It'd be interesting. I mean, Trump's got options. He could do something like that, and many of us would be like, yeah, that'd be crazy as hell, especially if they televised it. All right, we will be demoing these today. Just have a bunch of seals go up and just, and they just fall down. Trump's going to put Zeldin in charge of permits to rebuild California wildfires. I find this very interesting because California is probably going to sue. And what's California going to sue for? No, you're making the permits happen too fast. No, we want to slow that down. I don't even know where their angle's going to come from. This is awesome. Again, Trump, checkmate. He's put them in a position where they're like, fuck. And they can't let them do it. Because the reason that they were slow on the slips was because they were trying to get other people to buy it. They wanted to turn it into a smart city. All these things. So they were just trying to play the long game and get all these homeowners to sell. Continue charging them property tax, by the way. So your burnout property, you still got to pay taxes on it. And God knows what sort of insurance. I mean, the insurance companies are a mess here now. So, yeah, that's beautiful. Los Angeles City Council member. He's going to stand trial on felony public corruption charges after a judge ruled that prosecutors presented sufficient evidence to proceed, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office said Wednesday. Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Shelley Torrealba, she ordered Curran Price, a Democrat representing the city's 9th district, to answer to all 12 felony accounts, including embezzlement of government funds, conflict of interest, and perjury, following a 6-day preliminary hearing. Quote, this is a significant step towards holding LA Council member Curran Price accountable for years of alleged corruption, end quote. This was the Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman, who knows, said in the statement. Said our Public Integrity Division has been prepared to go to trial since the charges were originally filed. The rules are clear. Elected officials cannot enrich themselves at the expense of their constituents, cannot lie on disclosure forms, and cannot vote on matters in which they have a conflict of interest. Period. That's probably why oftentimes a lot of these people do no votes in Congress. Anyway, that dude's going to be in big trouble. Trump's suing the IRS for $10 billion. Really, for what, going after them? What are they suing them for? The leak of the tax returns. Yeah, $10 billion. That cost Trump a lot because he had to actually pay a lot of money to get his image sort of cleaned back up, if you will. That costs money in media. So interesting how that might play out in the end. That'll probably be settled in some weird way, shape, or form. It's unfortunate it's taxpayer money, but I think most of us would agree he got fucked over by the government, so he should get some money. Now, does that apply to Lindsey Graham? No. Because Lindsey Graham's not been fucked over nearly as badly as Trump. And for the most part, Trump's tried to minimize some of that bullshit. And, well, is it the IRS or no, it's Treasury. Internal Rev. Oh, I missed this, guys. Sorry. Yeah, the IRS is also licensed out of Puerto Rico, by the way. That's not an American company, by the way. So, yes, sorry, this isn't taxpayer money. Well, it is, kind of, but that's corporation money. That was a big miss on my part. Sorry, guys. Sorry. That's a big deal. Probably already people sent me emails on it. Jerome Too Late Powell, again, refused to cut interest rates, blah, blah, blah. He goes into a very long thing here. He's obviously pissed at him. But this is where he kind of rocks Jerome Powell as either incompetent or a crook. And I love this part. This part's magic.
On the Fed, should the DOJ continue with its investigation into Jay Powell? That seems to be a sticking point for Senator Tellis.
Well, he's got a building that, I build buildings and I build them under budget, ahead of schedule. I build them, but they're within reason always. And this is a small little complex that's costing billions of dollars, most expensive job per square foot ever built. And it's a little complex, it's a little Fed complex. I built the hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue, and I built it for around $200 million, and it's bigger than that. They're spending many times that amount to do a renovation of a building. I've heard numbers as high as $4 billion. $4 billion to build a building. I could have renovated that building and fixed it up, made it beautiful for $25 million. They're going to spend close to $4 billion on it. So it's either gross incompetence or it's theft. Somebody's making money because you can't spend. It's more per square, and you have half a building there. You have the structure, you have the exterior skin that they're not changing much. They're building a building and they're spending almost, I'm hearing numbers of between $3 and $4 billion. It's the most expensive structure ever built per square foot. So he's either incompetent or he or somebody is a crook. And we'll find out.
Mr. President.
Yeah, and Tom Tillis, just warning to you, sir. Go ahead, fight this. I dare you, because we will uncover where your monetary connections are. It will come to the surface. You will be ruined. So feel free to keep fighting this, because you are on the wrong side of this for sure. $4 billion, and again, I trust Trump. He builds buildings. That's what he does. He knows a hell lot more about it than you do, Tom Tillis. You don't know shit. Donald Trump Truth This, I'm pleased to announce that he is nominating Kevin Warsh to be the chairman of the board, governors of Federal Reserve System. People are all over the place for this guy. Again, I think that means he's probably the right choice. Most people are on our side of the fence. Well, he's all there. Everyone's all over the place. Trump loves him. That's what's up. Just you care, follow it up. I've seen a few videos. I've seen a few things. I don't want to read all that. Again, Tom Tillis pissed off about this Fed thing. He's doubling down. He's like, we're not gonna give any Fed nominees. Tom Tillis says. No Fed nominees while you're going to investigate the Fed chair. All right, Tom Tillis, you do what you got to do. Again, this is part of the show, guys. This is part of the show. We'll see if they actually get a shutdown. I'm very curious if they pull that off. Donald Trump's addressing, this is a presidential action that happened. He's addressing threats to the United States by the government of Cuba. He's, to a large extent, kind of announced like a war with them, essentially. I mean, well, sanctions and all that. He basically said any country, there he goes, now, therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, all capital letters, President of the United States of America, interestingly, camel case, in that case, find that the situation with respect to Cuba constitutes an unusual and extraordinary threat, which has its source in whole or substantial part outside the United States to the national security and foreign policy of the United States, and hereby declare a national emergency with respect to that threat. To deal with that national emergency declared in this order, I determine that it is necessary and appropriate to establish a tariff system, as described below. Under this system, an additional ad valorem duty may be imposed on imports of goods that are products of a foreign country that directly or indirectly sells or otherwise provides any oil to Cuba. In my judgment, the tariff system, as described below, is necessary and appropriate to address the national emergency declared in this order. So anybody that is helping Cuba with oil, sanctioned heavily. That'll put a stop to Cuba getting any oil. Nobody's going to. Not even Russia. They're not going to try to do secret ships. We've got a carrier strike group in that area. Don Roe doctrine is in effect. Today is insane on silver. Down a whole bunch. I've never seen the market move this far in one time. It's awesome. It's awesome because what that means is it's got to go back the other direction. And this is an extraordinarily large movement. Silver is down $30 today. It's down at sitting at $84 at the moment. Now, it's no way in hell it's going to stay there, but everything's down. Gold's down $430. It's under 5,000 right now. NASDAQ is down 1%. Let's get over to the actual market side because they're still open, I think, at this second. Yeah, they are. But yeah, gold and silver down. Crypto was down. I'll see if that's somehow remedied. But yeah, stock markets are all down heavily. Everything's down. Now, a lot of it could have to do with that Cuba thing. A lot of it could have to do with a number of things. Yeah, crypto is down a bit. Yeah, now it's showing a little bit of positive on Bitcoin. Good for them. Nothing else seems to be jumping. Bitcoin was down a few thousand earlier, I want to say. At least Bitcoin. It's fun to watch. It's probably the most crazy with all of them. Yeah, it was down a little bit earlier in the day. XRP is still down a lot. Well, 1.6%. So 2 cents. Doesn't matter that much. Again, it's just crazy times what we've got going on. So be prepared. Be ready. That is going to be a big deal. Someone hit me up on X about this. They've got somebody that's fighting cancer, and they wanted to remember what did Baby Trump do to fight cancer. And it was actually through this company, Pet Club 247. And this mushroom, Coriolus versicolor, it has an amazing immune system response. It's shown to be very effective towards tumors. It's been shown to be very effective towards a number of different issues within bodies. It's odd is it's actually for pets mostly, but they sell human stuff, and that's what the individual did. And I've used this product. I love it. In Focus is one of them. And it has this mushroom in it. You just, eat a few of these. I think he was taking like 5 times the dosage. I think normally they say it's 1 capsule for every 50 pounds of body weight is how many you should take a day. So he was taking like 5 times that, and he was having some pretty amazing experiences. He supposedly had a throat tumor, and that went away. So again, for humans, there's a number of things. You've got the Coriolus versicolor. You've got the Enforce. I think he was doing the Enforce Plus. I think he was doing the Restore. I think he was doing the Shield. And like I said, he was doing like gobs of it. If you're someone that just wants to get more of this stuff in your body and you're kind of weird about it, the gummies are super good. Super good. They're delicious. They're like one of the healthiest gummies I've ever eaten, and they're delicious tasting. They're just really good. I almost want to eat them as candy. It's an expensive piece of candy to get, but it's healthy candy. They've got, snacks that you can get that have the Coriolus versicolor in them. Maybe you got a sweet tooth, and this is an easy way to get them into you. They've also got some other cool products that they're starting to push right now. So again, that's what they do for people. But they actually do it for your pets. They got stuff for your dogs, stuff for your cats, even horses, believe it or not. They've got amazing. There's mush puppies. It's kind of like a biscuit. They've got those for the dogs, so they're really, really good. Mojos, they've got for dogs and cats. It's like a liver treat. It's got the Coriolis versicolor in it. They've got freeze-dried food. They've got special sauce that you can put on top of their foods. Now, a lot of this has to do with where your dogs or cats are at in their health. If they're overweight, you don't necessarily want to add more calories to them. If they're underweight, sometimes anything you can do to try to get some extra calories in them is a benefit, right? So it depends how you want to approach it. So certainly treats are something that we sort of overuse, I think, in our culture. For dogs especially, the antler sticks are really, really good because dogs love sticks. They don't really care. And these are minerals. So when they chew on them, it's helping their teeth like it's supposed to, but they're also getting mineral in their mouth. It's like that calcium and stuff that whatever these antlers are made of is so good for the bodies of the dogs. So again, it's not expensive. You're getting them a treat, and they're going to be stoked about it. And they're like, "Oh, this is weird. You never give me something like this." And they'll chew it up and eat it, and that's awesome. That's a win for you. They've also got mutt mints for all them stinky ass dog breath doggies. You know they're out there. We've got again for cats, kind of the same stuff, Mojos, but they got the sauce. They've got foods. They've got a little nipster thing with a rope that doesn't have chemicals. A lot of the stuff we buy is from China. You realize China has lead in a lot of their products. Lead's very, 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 very bad for you and your dog. So you give them a ball that's made in China, that ball's probably got lead in it. So sometimes they don't sort of know. They don't have like friends that are like, you don't have an iPhone. Like it's not like that with a dog, right? Like it's just what you give them. So get excited about the rope or get excited about the antler. Get excited about whatever it is, not the ball. And you'll be surprised. You know, or get balls like tennis balls. Those I don't think have a bunch of lead in them and stuff. Hopefully not. Again, for humans, horses, they've got these mush ponies. Same thing. They're delicious. So all said, they have amazing products, and it's keeping the little ones alive longer, but it's also helping humans. They've found some pretty crazy studies with people and this Coriolis versicolor mushroom and its abilities to enhance your immune system. It's all about being healthy. It's all about healing, and it's about trying to keep our little ones healthy and healed. All these things are very important. danradiostyle.petclub247.com. That's danradiostyle.petclub247.com. Make those healthy choices for your little guys, and you will be grateful for it. You'll get another couple years out of them, hopefully. All right? They don't live long enough. That's the thing. I had to put one down. I was saddest day of my life. I swore I'd never get another dog again. Then I haven't. It's been years. It was the saddest thing I ever did. Bring me to tears every time I think about it. Trump's talking about signing historic executive order for combating addiction. He calls it a disease. I don't know. I might disagree with that terminology, but meh.
Today I'm signing a historic executive order to combat the scourge of addiction and substance abuse. Big deal in this country and probably in every country. We're calling it the Great American Recovery Initiative. I'm grateful to be joined by co-chairs of this sweeping new effort, Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Senior Advisor to the White House Great American Recovery Initiative, Catherine Burgum. Thank you both very much. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Where's Bobby? Bobby. Hello, Bobby. Come here. I love Bobby.
So very good stuff. Very good stuff. He's rocking and rolling when it comes to keeping us healthy again. Canada, they are just, I don't know what's going on right now, but the deep state is making some pretty strong movements, and Trump is fighting them hard. And I think Trump feels reasonably confident now with the tariffs, or else he's just going all in just to make it really difficult if they try to unravel it. We'll see where the Supreme Court lies in this. Donald Trump, based on the fact that Canada has wrongfully, illegally, and steadfastly refused to certify the Gulfstream 500, 600, 700, and 800 jets. One of the greatest, most technologically advanced airplanes ever made. We are hereby decertifying their Bombardier Global Expresses and all aircraft made in Canada until such time as Gulfstream, an great American company, is fully certified as it should have been many years ago. Further, Canada is effectively prohibiting the sale of Gulfstream products in Canada through this very same certification process. If for any reason this situation is not immediately corrected, I am going to charge Canada a 50% tariff on any and all aircraft sold into the United States of America. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Canada can't afford that at all. President Trump signs an executive order declaring a national emergency over Cuba, which I kind of sort of talked about, but here's maybe a little more.
Trump has signed an executive order declaring a national emergency and establishing a process to impose tariffs on goods from countries that sell or otherwise provide oil to Cuba. The White House says the measure will protect U.S. national security and foreign policy from what it calls the Cuban regime's malign actions and policies. Meantime, in politics, Minnesota Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar says,
yeah, she's running for governor, which is kind of funny if you think about it. But that said, yeah, I covered that story, so there you go. I did an adequate job, maybe not in 10 seconds. Chinese contract at the Panama Canal was ruled unconstitutional by the Panamanian Supreme Court. They literally said, yeah, no, this Chinese thing where they had 2 ports, not legal. Sorry, that's canceled. China has zero influence, ports, anything in the Panama Canal. So I've been talking about how if they make a move on Taiwan, we would cut them off from Panama. As it turns out, we've already cut them off from Panama, even without Taiwan not needing to happen. This is putting China in a very difficult position. China right now is very much being kind of pushed into a corner, and there's not a lot they can do. Yeah, they have big muscles. Yeah, they can shoot nuclear weapons. I mean, that would cause them absolute being destroyed as well. Nobody wins a nuclear war. Nobody. And as we've come to find out, our technology is a lot better than they realize. Most people don't realize some of the cool shit we have. Now, is it mass-produced enough to be Golden Dome? Who knows? Who knows how far along we are on things? We seem to be much further along than we realize. We've been told a lot of stuff. Trump seemed to have fixed a lot of that, and he stayed in charge of the military, supposedly, right? I'm number 45, number 46, number 47. He stayed in charge of the military. Scott Bessent says Europeans, yeah, he's a little disappointed in Europeans right now for this deal with India.
Europe and India signing this massive trade deal. Does that threaten America, that some of these countries are moving ahead with free trade without us?
They should do what's best for themselves. But I will tell you, I find the Europeans very disappointing because the Europeans are on the front line of the Ukraine-Russia war. The Europeans, India started buying sanctioned Russian oil, and guess who was buying the refined products? The Europeans. So the Europeans have been funding the war against themselves, and like something that you couldn't have made up. The U.S. sanctioned or put a 25% tariff on India for buying the Russian oil. The Europeans were unwilling to join us, and it turns out because they wanted to do this trade deal. So every time you hear a European talk about the importance of the Ukrainian people, remember that they put trade ahead of the Ukrainian people. Trade, European trade, more important than ending the war in Ukraine.
They need energy, though, I guess, is part of their issue.
At a price, they want cheap energy. Like, we could have cheaper energy, too, if we were willing to buy sanctioned Russian oil.
What about Canada? We've got a bit of a rift there lately, and there's different accounts between you and Prime Minister Mark Carney about that call this week, post-Davos.
I like it. She does the same thing I do. Oh, I love people that have fucked up faces like me. Where can we get a fucked up face like mine? I love it. And this is only because my face is so fucked up. There we go. Look at this. She's got this little thing she talks out the side of her mouth. I think this is radio face. That's what I call it. You'll see. There she goes. She starts doing it. That's like me too. Like where the fuck? One side of my face. This side over here. This side over here. This side of my mouth. I don't know where it is. It's like used to talking out the side. Hey. Oh. Anyway, whatever the case is, it is funny. We're just, yeah, face for radio. She's got one too, apparently. Zelensky lashes out at the West over missiles. He's pissed off at Europe, smacking them down. Says, you guys, there's no light because there are no missiles for defense. You guys can't make them fast enough. He's being a dick, dude. This guy knows his days are numbered. EU rejects Zelensky's European army proposal. He's like, well, you didn't put European army inside. That doesn't have to be NATO. And they're like, well, here's the problem with that skimpy, sparky. Here's the problem. We can't do that because most of these guys are NATO, right? So then if we put NATO people in there, we're like, well, we're not NATO now, but you're actually in there anyway. You've already got problems. So, yeah, sorry there, Zeldog. Now, the Kremlin exasperated as key nuclear treaty is expiring next week. Crickets from the U.S. What I think is funny, and again, this is Zero Hedge. This is Chinese-owned source of information I've come to realize. This START treaty only involves the United States and Russia. It does not involve China. So China can do whatever the hell they want. But Russia and America are putting all these restrictions on our abilities to make nuclear weapons. So the point is, and Russia's doing this the right way, they're putting attention to it. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe the U.S. isn't going to do this. And if anyone ever asks the U.S., I'm sure they'll say something like, well, we kind of need a new version to START that involves China. Otherwise, it's pointless. So why should we're going to go ahead and take off the training wheels on our stuff, and we're going to start doing some real stuff. And go ahead, China, you do what you're doing. We're not letting you steal from us anymore, so good luck. Good luck in being ingenious and stuff, because that's not your expertise anymore. You've forgotten how to make things on your own. They do some stuff, but they just basically steal from others. President Putin agreed not to strike Kiev. This is actually pretty cool, Trump. He sort of negotiated a temporary ceasefire, if you will.
And I personally asked President Putin not to fire into Kiev and the various towns for a week, and he agreed to do that. And I have to tell you, it was very nice. A lot of people said, don't waste the call, you're not going to get that. And he did it, and we're very happy that they did it. And
So Trump just bought Zelensky a little time, and some are saying it's so cold. Stop bombing for a week. Now, again, everyone's going to pay attention to what happens. Are they going to regroup? Are they going to be, because no one's got any extra arms to send them. So what's going to happen? Can Ukraine be smart and maybe pull out of these areas that Russia ultimately just says, we're going to have this area? Well, then maybe use this time to pull out if you can. But yeah, hopefully we get a little ceasefire, a little de-escalation. We'll see. We'll see. EU, they finally name Iran's, essentially their top military guys, their Revolutionary Guard, their IRGC. They've named them a terrorist organization. Iran is falling. Europe is apparently behind it. We have a giant carrier strike group there, and we mean business. And we've got one of our most advanced carrier strike groups there, by the way. So, yeah, this is business, and Iran knows it. So what's going to happen in the next short period of time? We're going to see it play out, but most likely the Ayatollah, I was just talking to a guy at the bank today, the Khomeini is probably going to be gone. Whether he gets taken out in the middle of the night, which is very possible, could very well happen. We'll see how this plays out. Now, Erdogan in Turkey is urging Trump to let him mediate the Iran crisis. So I think he's worried that if Trump goes in there and does something kind of harsh and gnarly, that it will cause a whole lot of people to flee into his country. And he's like, I don't want that. I don't want to have to shut down the borders. I don't want to have, don't make me do that, please. Let's see if there's another way we can work this out. Again, Erdogan, we have mad respect for him and Turkey. Turkey is someone we want to keep friends with, and Erdogan and Trump have been able to keep that relationship good. And Turkey is they're Muslim, or they believe in the Islam religion. They are Muslims themselves. Whatever the case, they're Arabs on top of that. So there's a lot having them as friends. So we'll see. We'll see. Again, this is interesting times. Peace is the best way forward always. Waymo self-driving car hit a child, unfortunately. This was in California. There was a double parked vehicle. Child comes hopping out behind the double parked vehicle. Waymo's just cruising down. Supposedly the child's alive and okay. Not critical, they were saying. Minor injuries, they called it. That's impressive. Get hit by a car and only have minor injuries. So I'm not sure if the kid was able to jump back and kiss himself or something. But wow. So anyway, they're looking into Waymo. Again, from the way they describe this, Sounds very much like yeah, even a normal driver probably would have hit the kid, frankly. The kid just popped out behind a car, just like, fuck, yeah. I mean, and if they were doing the speed limit, which Waymo's probably doing, brilliantly, then, So maybe it slammed on the brakes and barely hit him. Again, I'm not, they don't get a lot of the specifics in here, but nonetheless, it's kind of it's a little sketchy to me. Driverless cars freak me out a little bit right now. Like I'm like at least 2 years away from probably thinking that's going to be a good idea. Maybe it goes faster, I hope. Whatever the case. We got a lot happening, guys. I hope you realize it. I got a great music show coming up, and I am looking forward to it. And I'm recording right now. If you ever watch me, JP Harley, I was just responding to you at that moment. But yeah, there you go. And I got a great show. We're doing classic rock. I mean, I got ELO's the front cover song on it, but I've got them. I got Eagles. I got Steve Miller Band. I even got a great song. It's kind of going to be put out to a couple people that have passed away recently in my audience that were kind of in my inner circle. So it's, again, Freebird. I'll be playing that song. That's a great song. Not necessarily the total format I'm going for. Got a couple other tunes in there that I think you guys are going to dig. It's just a fun classic rock afternoons, one of my favorite types of music, unquestionably. And that is what we're going to rock and roll to. I love you guys. Join me. It's 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern on Fridays. We always do a live music show, just kind of get the weekend kicked off, and got some really fun people in chat. You might enjoy hanging out with them. Wherever, however, and whenever. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan Radio Style.